Distrokid, my Distrokid. Say it ain't so. That completes the hat trick. CD Baby, TuneCore, and now Distrokid have all sold to private equity. So we just have to ask the existential question: what do creatives want? Do creatives value a decentralized economy? Or is a check all it takes to make people forget what they stand for and just go back to the old industry model where corporations owned everything? Distribution, the means of production, they own the pipeline to success, they own the discovery channels. Is that the world we want to go back to? Where every song comes from the same record labels, where every TV show and movie comes from the same production houses and TV networks. Is that a world you want to live in? The Mindful 20s, we try to build small business economies, We believe that every creative should be their own production house, their own publishing company. They should be their own legal team, their own marketing team, their own financial strategist and planner. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? There's no reason you need to keep outsourcing this labor in 2026. But then let's just look at DistroKid specifically, It's all fun and games right now. Oh, wow, these guys, they made such a big bag. Oh my gosh, payday. Oh my gosh, money, cool. But what happens 5 years from now? What happens now when DistroKid, CD Baby, TuneCore, what happens when they get the investor call? And they're like, Chief, the profits, my pockets, they're looking light. What's wrong? Exactly, I gave you money so that the profits could go up. So I need you to figure something out. I need you to make a plan. Maybe now all of a sudden, the flat fee is gonna start increasing. Or they're gonna start taking a percentage of the royalties themselves. Or, right? Wait till now you're starting to be told, no, we need cost-cutting measures. We need to dial back our labor force. We need to reduce the amount of people on our production teams. We need to reduce R&D. We need to start making people redundant and outsourcing labor. You know what I'm saying? In the blink of an eye, you'll just watch your company go, bro. Bro, these are businesses and business people. In fact, they're not even business people. They're worse than business people. They're shareholders, bro. They probably don't even live in the countries in which they've invested into, bro. They don't care about the well-being of the employee. They care about the profits. As a creative, selling to private equity or corporate is interesting. Having shareholders is interesting because it seems great. You get all this money, but what are you giving up for it? Some people, it's a split of the revenue. Some people, you just have to advertise something, you have to put a few logos or whatever. For some people, it's ownership, it's board decisions. It's the ability to decide what is in the script. What are we allowed to say? What are we not allowed to say? What jokes are a no-go? It's risky because these people, they're not you. They're not married to the mission. They're not married to the sanctity of the content, right? They're married to their return. They're married to their profits. So these are not local members of the community that care if we're building a healthier tomorrow. They care about profits, return on investment. Do you want to go back to that kind of an industry? Do you want to live in a film industry where the only people making movies are the ones that are trying to do it to be blockbusters? Not people that want to tell a story, no, people that want to make a certain amount at the box office. You feel me, bro? We're all gonna be old someday, So it makes sense to think of yourself as somebody's future OG, So you must ask yourself, what are we doing for the youngins of tomorrow? Are we leaving them infrastructure that they can benefit from? Or are we putting them in a trash position because of our today, so our short-term thinking? It's a question. Tell me, bro, at Mindful 20s, we try to encourage people to pass businesses down to their children. Assets are nice, but let's give responsibility to each other, Let's create products and let's create businesses that enhance our communities, right? That allow money to circulate throughout those communities. Feel me, bro? As an OG, I feel like the best thing you could provide the youth with is not wisdom, it's opportunities. Do you know what I'm saying? For me, anytime I need merch done, I know I can call one of my homies and he'll have it done. Anytime my homies need a poster, they know they can call me or someone on my team. I've got friends who are artists, and if they see that, okay, cool, I can't perform at Quarter Festival, I can't go to Durban July, it's fine, let's create an event. Boom, garden gig. Or that other event that happened in Blegauri, where there's no set list, but artists and instrumentalists come on stage and they just cook up live. You feel me? You gotta get creative, dog. The only things that exist are the things we create. So we have to ask ourselves, are we creating our own reality, or are we biting off of someone else's? Point being, you shouldn't be a passive participant in your economy. You shouldn't just be an employee. You should also actually be able to control things. You should actually own something that contributes to the economy. That's the question we're asking. When I talk about buying your gogo a house, or does she need to see you on TV, I'm really asking a question about vanity. What do you need success to be? Do you want actual power? Do you want to actually be able to change the future and have motion? Or do you want the veneer, the aesthetic of making it? It's a question. It's nice to have your show on DSTV. It's nice to make it, right? But every time you produce a script, there's going to be tens, maybe even hundreds of notes, and changes and tweaks. Now every time you want to pitch a new season or a new character, we must have all these suits, all these meetings talking about, oh, but our brand shouldn't be portrayed in that light. Oh no, but this doesn't go with our brand values. But no man, we don't want to rock the boat and upset this sponsor. You see what I'm saying, dog? You've made it, but at what cost? Some people can handle it. Some people can handle the boardroom scrutiny once they sell their creative work, but some people, they feel like you've tainted the product, just by virtue of you interfering and sharing your opinions. And they're not wrong at all. If it's just your channel or your website, you can upload what you want when you want. If you're now trying to get into cinemas and on TV and radio, you gotta be wondering what the corporate people think. As an industry, we're being faced with a choice right now. See, there are so many thriving user-generated communities happening right now. So many people building niche audiences and whatnot. But if everybody's goal is to just sell ownership to these corporations and private entities, why don't we just go back to the old industry? Because that's what we're doing, is it not? It's like, bro, when you sell to these mainstream institutions, you are part of their hegemony, bro. You're helping them. You know what I'm saying? You're helping the cancer cell consume.